Live from the Business Radio X studios in Atlanta, it's time for the Exit Exchange, brought to you by XPX Atlanta, dedicated to changing the trajectory of exit planning services in the Southeast. Now, here's your host.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Exit Exchange. I'm John Ray, and just a reminder, the Exit Exchange is brought to you by the XPX Atlanta chapter of the Exit Planning Exchange. There you go. And here's the thing. This is a community of trusted advisors that collaborate, work together to help their private company clients build business value in anticipation of a sale and transfer that ownership and then create a legacy of success in their lives and communities. So, great organization you'll learn more about. And here's the thing, always adding value. And we've got three great guests to talk about the value that the organization is adding. Now, here in its fifth year, XPX Atlanta is about to run a conference later in 2024. And I welcome David Shavzin, Nikki Evans, Josh Duclos. Welcome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks to all three of you. And I know y'all have done a lot of work so far, even though this conference is not going to be until November. November's coming fast, but you've already done a lot of work. So before we get into that, though, let's just give everyone those folks that do not know you a quick introduction to you and your day job. So, Nikki, how about you start?
Thanks. I'm Nikki Evans. I run Ridgeline Coaching. I do executive and leadership coaching and consulting, and I help do what I call behavioral due diligence. So we know what financial due diligence is in a business exchange, but I help figure out, are the people going to work? So you're working on whether the numbers work. I'm going to help you know whether the people work. A crazy number of transactions fail after the transaction, after the numbers are done because of the leadership. And so I help you anticipate what's going to happen and try to fix it.
Terrific. David?
Thanks, John. David Shavzin created the value track to help business owners transition out of their businesses. And I use that word transition very specifically because owners tend to think that they're going to wake up one day, sell the whole thing, get a big check, and walk away. And there's a lot of other options that might fit better for what they're trying to accomplish. So we spend a lot of time understanding their goals, and then we apply the best solution. It might be that we go help them sell the company, and it might be that we take a few years to help them build up value and make it more sellable before selling.
Terrific. Josh, what about you?
John, I work with the Community Foundation for Greater Atlanta, and sometimes that seems like a bit of an odd fit in this discussion of business exit planning, but we want business owners to be thinking as they're approaching that transition, what the next chapter looks like and how they might reduce taxes on the transaction. And both of those things can be accomplished if you donate a bit of your business to charity, put it in a donor-advised fund, and then once the sale's complete, you've got a little fund there that you can use to support the causes that are important to you and your community, and maybe get involved in building a bit of a legacy that comes after the legacy you've built with your business. So I'm a part of the team who's going to be helping to try to plant those seeds with business owners along the way. And I'm also going to be the MC for the conference that we're having in November. So I'm really excited to be here and talk about it.
If we can just get you to come out of your shell, you'd make a great MC, right?
Already you can tell. Yes.
That's terrific. So the conference is named Exit XPO. And again, it's the first conference that the organization has done. David, let's talk about the history of the organization. Just quickly, you happened to be at the birth. So when the baby came out, right? Talk about briefly the arc of the organization and why inevitably a conference was important.
Yeah, thanks, John. I'll do that. Actually, it was about 18 months, so it was more of that birthing was like an elephant.
Or something big.
Whatever that timeline is.
Yeah.
So we came across XPX. So they're a national organization based out of Boston, and we came across them in 2018. And we did spend about a year and a half getting ready. But the reason we launched in, it was myself with two colleagues of ours, was because of what XPX is all about, that we fell in love with. Two key principles. One you touched on, which is collaboration among the advisors on behalf of the business owners. And if we're not collaborating and working together on behalf of the business owners, we're not serving them properly. So plain and simple. The other thing is that they spend a lot of time, a lot of the owners, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, building the business, but they really aren't ready to exit. And so the other key principle is that we need to be in there for the full life cycle of the company, helping them throughout the years so they're better prepared at the end to get out. So that's where the organization starts with. We in our day jobs had pretty much functioned that way. And so when we found the organization, we said, yeah, we got to start the chapter. So we planned a lot and started up in May of 2019. We got about 11 months in before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we, like everybody, went on to Zoom for a year or two and then came back out live. But that pushed back our goal of having this conference. And the conference is really all about spreading the word, right? Spreading the message about what I just talked through. So we got a full day conference coming up in November. Mm-hmm. And it would have been a couple of years ago, but hey, life happened. And here we are.
Yeah. So why is a conference important? Lots of organizations do just fine without having one. Why is it important that XPX Atlanta have a conference?
A couple things, I think. Like I say, it's a way of getting out the message in a little bit of a bigger way, more exposure, getting people involved. And we are out there on the soapbox around those two key things about the advisory community needing to help our clients, needing to work together. So we just wanted, part of it's a bigger platform. Part of it's more of a full day of interaction than we typically do in a monthly program that we have for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So let's talk a little bit about what this conference is going to look like. Now, here we are in early June as we record this show. The conference itself is November the 14th. We'll be saying that over and over again, so you won't forget it, folks. What's the run of show?
Yeah.
You want to take that, Josh?
Absolutely. Folks have been to conferences. We're not reinventing the wheel here with this, but we want to make sure we've got time for learning as well as connecting. And so we're going to have an opening speaker. We're going to have a lunch speaker. We'll have a closing speaker. And in between there, in both the morning and the afternoons, there'll be 3 different tracks with different programs under different headings. So themed offerings that folks can follow along with. You could stay in one track for 3 different sessions. You could hop around. So we're going to have 9 different breakout sessions essentially in the morning and 9 more in the afternoon. So there is a wide variety of topics, hoping that everyone's going to find something that really they can sink their teeth into and help them grow their business and improve their practice. But there's also then going to be space and time made along the way for networking. And the breakout format is great because maybe along one session, there's not a topic that really grabs your attention. Then maybe you grab some other attendees and you go and chat for a bit and you talk about your businesses and you find ways that you can work together. So it's got a nice flow to it. It's going to be real intuitive, lots of different topics across different themes within the exit planning world, but then lots of room for connection as well.
And one question that I know a lot of Atlanta chapter members heavily is it just Atlanta chapter, or is it open to other attendees, both in other exit planning exchange chapters and non-members? Let's get into that, because I'm sure a lot of people have that question immediately.
Great question. I'll jump in, John.
Yeah.
It's open to anybody, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? So from anywhere, but we are working with the other chapters in the Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in Nashville, a couple in the Carolinas and Florida. So they'll be promoting it, and hopefully we'll see a lot of those folks coming in from those chapters. But beyond that, wide open. So not just to our chapter members here in Atlanta, to the broader Atlanta community and surrounding states. And people can come in from anywhere.
Yeah, that's terrific. And I think it helps to get a little bit different environment, a little bit different vibe, maybe a different run of show. It's amazing what you learn about people you think when you do that, right? So even folks, if you think everybody in the chapter, you may learn some things that will surprise you in a pleasant way. What do you think, Nikki?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about the opportunity for folks to get to know each other better, to form collaboration teams. We give opportunities for that every month in our monthly programs, but with a longer format and more time to spend and not worried about shutting down after 20 minutes of conversation so that we can eat lunch and pay attention to a panel. We're hoping to help build and allow for space to actually build those collaboration teams while we're together.
Yeah, that's terrific. Nikki, I understand speakers are in your wheelhouse here and you're working on that. Tell us a little bit about how that will unfold and You're looking for speakers, right?
We are looking for speakers. So like Josh said, there's a lot of breakout sessions. And so we need speakers for all of those breakout sessions. We need speakers for the keynotes that he mentioned as well. So with the breakout sessions, we've got 3 tracks. One is what's going on in the industry. What's the state of the industry? So if you have a topic around the state of the industry or the state of things that we should be looking for in exit planning, that's one track that your talk might fit in. The other is value creation for our clients. So what are you doing to create value for clients? How does somebody in your type of role create value for clients? And then there's also kind of business development for us as business owners or as teams working in businesses. What do we do to build our own unique businesses, and how do we collaborate with one another to build teams? So those are the 3 tracks. So if you feel like you've got topics that might be either cross those tracks or fit nicely into one of those tracks, on our website for the conference, you'll see a call for speakers. So we encourage you to fill out an application, and we've got a team that's going to review those applications, and we'll get back to everybody.
So you've got tracks, you don't have any preconceived subjects within those tracks per se. You're just asking for speakers that are interested in offering their expertise in each of these tracks, and it's up to them to kind of share what they think they could bring to the table.
We're trying not to be really prescriptive about what you have to say or what exactly, but we're looking for topics that are going to be interesting to a broad range of members, a broad range of the community. We have lots of different types of professions that work together in XPX. So we're looking for things that are going to be broadly appealing, but also that maybe will fit in a track so that as an attendee, you can figure out what's most interesting to me and maybe follow along with the track.
And how's this going to unfold? Folks that are interested in coming forward and volunteering, raising their hand to speak, how's that? Or is there a place, a resource that they need to go online and fill out, or how does that work?
Yes. So there's an application on our website. There'll be a call for speakers. You click on that. There's an application form. So you fill out a little application form. We will get that. Myself and a team is going to be looking through those applications. And then I will make sure that each person gets a response on their application. I know how frustrating it is when you apply for something and it goes into a hole. So you'll get a response then back from us. We're looking to try to close up the call for speakers at the end of June. So June 30th, if we can get everybody in by June 30th. As soon as you know that you want to speak, raise your hand, fill that form out, and get it over to us.
So if you are listening to this show after June 30th, you missed it. But come back, right?
Come back. If the link is still live, we may have extended. So
there you go.
If the link is still live, go ahead and click on the link. If we're not accepting speakers anymore, we'll have a message up that says we're not accepting a call for speakers, but we'd love to have you express your interest. You may be able to speak at a monthly chapter meeting.
Yeah, that's terrific. So let's talk a little bit about some more of the details, Josh, in terms of, do you have the location yet? Where are we on that?
We do. It's
Cobb Galleria Center.
Cobb Galleria Center.
Yes, Cobb Galleria.
You can tell this guy's new to town, right?
Yeah, I have only been here a couple of years. Still get my Cobbs and my peach trees and my DeKalbs and my Decaters all straightened out.
All you need to know is there's a ton of peach trees. That's all you need to know.
That part I figured out, yes. But I think picking up off of what Nikki said, we're looking for speakers across a wide variety of topics.
Right.
All different things that are going to help business owners maximize the value of their business when they're selling. And if you are interested in being a speaker, please do check out that form, xpxatlanta.org. Look for the Expo tab on the site, and that's where you'll find the information we've been talking about here today. And that's also where you're going to find the opportunity to sign up. Whether you get chosen as a speaker or not, we're looking for folks who are interested in this type of work, who are business owners themselves, who are advisors, who serve business owners,
right?
Folks who might be in the early stages of growing a business and who are interested in making sure they're doing it the right way, finding resources and professionals who can help them along with their growth path. It'd be a great opportunity for you to just come and attend the conference. We're hoping to have a great turnout because the more people who come, the more opportunity there is there for collaboration and relationships to develop. And it's, as David said, we're looking all over the Southeast. So this is not specifically or only an Atlanta thing. We're looking for folks all over the Southeast who want to come. And if you know a group of people, maybe you're part of a mastermind group and you all could come that day. Mm-hmm. That would be such a cool addition to the mix that's going on there. Beyond just the speakers, there's going to be a lot of resources and a wealth of knowledge in the attendees as well. And I think that's an offering that folks shouldn't overlook.
Yeah, for certain. And certainly there is in the chapter itself. But I'm glad you brought that up because it's, first of all, the location is very convenient if you're new to Atlanta, right? So it's easy to find.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
It's very easy to find if you're in Charlotte or Nashville, just to name a couple of places where there's chapters. It's easy drive and it's easy to find. But having one of the reasons why we're doing this show right now is for folks to get it on their calendar, save the date, and also there's a little bit of a nice little financial incentive too, right? We've got early bird pricing. If you're listening to this show before June 30th, there's early bird pricing.
That's right. You can get in on it and save a few bucks.
Yeah.
Which, if you're a smart business owner, you want to save a few bucks.
That's right.
So if you're listening now, get on the website, xpxatlanta.org, click that conference tab, and you can see the pricing that's there, early birds, members, non-members, different opportunities for everyone.
And I will also point out, in addition, if you are not yet an XPX member, there's a tremendous price to get both membership and the conference.
Ooh,
so check out that.
Let's get into the detail on that, David.
Yeah, no, it's just that's pretty
there's a combination pricing thing.
If you pay dues for the chapter and you pay for the expo, it's going to cost X. If you get them all at once right now on the website, it's going to cost less than X.
Yeah, nicely less than X. Yeah,
a whole lot less.
That's pretty cool.
So clearly, we're encouraging people to join, get to know us, do the conference, but also become a member, and not just jump in at conference time. Participate over the course of the year.
Yeah, that's great. And again, if you're not part of XPX, you don't know this, but XPX has a lot of cross-chapter collaboration that goes on online, but this is the opportunity to be together across chapters, right? And that's a pretty cool thing. And that's what I hear you encouraging.
That's right. Yeah. The collaboration within the chapter, collaboration across the chapters, the level of expertise in any one chapter to the next is going to vary a little bit. There'll be someone who's got a specialty that maybe another chapter doesn't. And so being able to build those relationships across the region is going to make everybody a little more valuable to their clients.
That's great. So let's see, we talked about speakers. There's a big one here we haven't talked about, though, and that's sponsors. Yeah. We need sponsors.
We do, John.
Yep.
We need sponsors. That's what makes the world go around.
Yep.
So, we've launched that effort as well. And the folks we're reaching out to are really represent the chapter members, which are all these professionals. So we're talking to law firms, CPA firms, wealth management firms, the banks, insurance companies, et cetera, coaching firms, marketing, just anybody who wants to get in front of that audience. It's a great opportunity. And there's a few things going on there. We've got all kinds of opportunities for sponsorship, your traditional packages at various levels, but also very flexible in a lot of opportunities at different price points. Mm-hmm. So if you want to dip your toe in the water. The other really interesting opportunity is to both sponsor the expo coming up in November, but in addition, sponsor the chapter. So put it all together at once, like we talked about for registration. Mm-hmm. And again, it's the same principle. If folks are interested in being at the conference and sponsoring and having that interaction with 125 or 150 of these professionals, don't wait. So get started early. Do the sponsorship of the chapter, get to the monthly programs, meet people so you're not walking in the door cold. Take advantage of this whole next 6 months and beyond. Lots of opportunities, and would love to talk to anybody who thinks they might be interested in sponsorship. And then in addition to all of that, a company may just want to get a table. They can buy a table of 8. We'll have the conference program. They can do ads in the program. So there's all kinds of opportunities alongside the sponsorships, including exhibitor tables.
Yeah. Okay. So the table of 8 you're talking about would be during the meals and the main presentations, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then there's the table for those that want to exhibit.
Exactly.
And so that's part of the sponsorship.
Yeah, you can do an exhibit table a la carte, or it will be part of some of the packages as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And this is a high-value group, 125, 150 people. For some people, folks, that may not sound a lot, but this is a high-value group, right? So if you're interested in a bunch of high-value professionals, you need to look at sponsorship here, right?
That's absolutely right. And I'll speak from the Community Foundation perspective. This is not, I'd say, a pond we typically are swimming in, right? You may not expect to find the Community Foundation as a sponsor in a group like this, but we think it's really important that business owners and the people they trust to advise them are thinking big picture about what this transition is going to look like. And charitable giving is an important part of that picture. It should be part of your financial plan, part of your estate plan. It's also part of your business exit plan because there's a lot of complicated tax and financial issues going on there. You are trusting the professionals to advise you on how best to handle those and navigate those rules and opportunities. And the Community Foundation can be one more expert that's at the table alongside you, making sure you're leveraging and maximizing this opportunity. And that's true for all variety of sponsors. Your business is there to help business owners maximize their value. You need to be here at the conference so they know about you. You have a chance to meet them, and you can find ways to help each other.
Yeah, it strikes me that this is a great way for organizations that have not been active in XPX, maybe don't know XPX, to get introduced to XPX and dive in a little deeper. And because you can see it all in one day, basically. Right, Nikki?
Absolutely. Like Josh said, you get exposure to a lot of different disciplines, but there are a lot of decision makers. Like you said, it's a high value audience. We're decision makers in that room. And so if as a sponsor, you're looking to be in front of decision makers, this is a group of decision makers these are not entry-level employees that you're talking to. And like we said, it's a variety of disciplines. It's everybody that could possibly be an advisor for a business owner, either looking to grow value in their business or looking for that transition. So it is multidisciplinary. And I am excited to see all of these people come together. I do think that this is going to be a high value room full of a lot of really good ideas. I can't wait to see what's actually going to come. I think post-conference is going to be really exciting to see the stories that come out of what was able to happen at that conference.
Absolutely. That's a great point because you're planting seeds that will germinate and sprout over time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just pick that up right back to the core of the mission is that collaboration, and we're always pushing that. We're going to have all these folks in the room, and I know Josh, Nikki, and all of our colleagues, including yourself, John, you're working with clients, and they have other needs that you can't fulfill, and we're always, each of us, I know, individually looking for good folks that we know and trust to bring into those clients to build out that advisory team. And so there's a huge opportunity in the room there as well at the expo.
Yeah, that's terrific. So I think we've covered the big points. Did we miss anything? Any big points that we need to make sure that people know about here as we look ahead from June toward November?
I would emphasize two things. One, when we look at the folks we're looking for as registrants, as attendees, just want to clarify the name of the organization is Exit Planning Exchange. And if you're not familiar, people tend to think about just at that time or that moment that the owner's trying to get out. What we're really looking for is that deal team, those folks, the attorneys, CPAs, bankers, wealth, tax people, et cetera. We're also looking for every stripe of consultant, again, who is working with owners. So if you're doing marketing, IT, supply chain, whatever it is, there's a seat for you at the conference.
So let's draw that out a minute because that's really a great point. Because the point you're making is that the exit starts years before the idea takes root in the business owner's mind, right? And that it's up to us as advisors to help that business be as successful as possible and lay the groundwork for something that may take years to unfold. So that's what you're getting at there.
Yeah, exactly. You said exit planning starts earlier on. I say exit planning should start earlier on.
That's true.
And unfortunately, that's the whole point. Not
exactly.
Even
Yeah.
So
successful exit planning starts early.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. There. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, the other one is just for our members, but not exclusively, and that is this is a big conference. We've got a lot of moving parts. We'll need a lot of volunteers for the next several months leading up to and on site. And that, frankly, is a great way to get more exposure as well as a member by helping out, being on a committee, getting to know people in a different way. So definitely looking for that from among the membership. And if someone is just joining or even just a registrant who wants to help out, we'll have a lot of needs there too.
Terrific. So let's give folks directions. Let's just reiterate location and then how to find out more information.
So the conference is going to take place Friday, November 14th at the Cobb Galleria. Lots of convenient parking, very conveniently located off the highway, so easy to get to. And we'll have a jam-packed day with a variety of topics. People are going to have dozens of programs and topics to choose from. The best way at this point to get more information, To get registered, to find out about sponsorship and volunteer opportunities, is to go to the website xpxatlanta.org. There'll be a tab across the top promoting the expo or the conference. That's where you're going to want to look to find that information. All of it's there. It'll be updated over time. So check back often. And also follow XPX Atlanta on LinkedIn for some updates that'll be posted there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there'll be a lot of updates during the meetings. So keep coming to the meetings, folks. Be a lot of updates there as well. Any parting words that we need to make sure folks know?
I just say thank you to you, John, lending us your audience here,
Sure.
being able to reach out and promote this opportunity. I know it won't be the last time that we're talking with them through your assistance, and thank you for that, hosting us here at your studios.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just thank you for bringing that up, because we'll have a show here a little later in the year. We're thinking September, but we're staying flexible on that. Depends on when we get speakers lined up and get some more meat on the bone, shall we say, of the conference and what kind of some of the specifics that we can share at that time. Look for that as well. Nikki Evans, David Shavzin, Josh Duclos, thank you so much for your work. We appreciate you, and I think on behalf of everyone in the chapter, we appreciate your work on this tremendous project. This is going to be a lot of fun, don't you think?
Absolutely.
We're very excited.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. Thanks again for coming on to share the great news. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, folks, just a quick reminder. If you haven't heard, XPX Atlanta is fundamentally changing the trajectory of exit planning services in the region. XPX Atlanta delivers a collaborative-based networking exchange, broad representation of a variety of advisors and exit planning competencies, and a bridge spanning value building, value transfer, and life legacy for business owners. If you want to know more, go to xpxatlanta.org to learn not just about the conference, but about the chapter. And if you're not part of the chapter, think about it. I think you'll be glad you signed on. So for my guests, Nikki Evans, David Shavzin, Josh Duclos, I'm John Ray. Join us next time for the Exit Exchange.